Ethan Mitchell wasn't the kind of man who believed in fairy tales anymore. Once upon a time, he did. He used to believe in love, the kind that set your soul on fire, the kind that made you feel invincible. But life had a way of rewriting stories. And for Ethan, love had become just another unfinished chapter in his book of regrets. His past had taught him that love wasn't permanent, that people left when it got too hard, that promises were just words, easily broken. His heart had been shattered once, and he had spent years picking up the pieces, only to realize that some cracks never truly heal. So he buried himself in his writing, in the quiet solitude of his small apartment, where the only company he had were the words he poured onto the pages of his next novel. His stories were about love, but he no longer believed in it. Until one rainy night, everything changed. Ethan was lost in thought, walking home from a late-night bookstore visit. The rain had started falling softly at first, then harder, turning the city streets into a blur of reflections and flickering neon lights. He didn't notice the red light at the intersection. He didn't hear the car speeding toward him. And then, someone grabbed his arm, pulling him back just in time. His heart pounded in his chest as he turned to face the stranger who had just saved his life. She was standing there, drenched from the rain, a mischievous smile on her lips. She had auburn hair sticking to her face, a bright red scarf wrapped loosely around her neck, and eyes that held something he hadn't seen in a long time: light. "Careful," she said playfully. "I doubt that car would have stopped just because you had the right of way." Ethan blinked, still in shock, before he finally found his voice. Thank you. I guess I was distracted." She studied him for a moment, then tilted her head. "You know, fate doesn't work this hard for nothing." He frowned. "What do you mean?" She grinned. "Well, I saved your life, and now the universe demands balance. How about you buy me a coffee, and we call it even?" Ethan wasn't sure why, but for the first time in years, he felt a flicker of something warm, something real. And so that night, over cups of steaming coffee in a small cafe, he met Amelia Carter, the woman who would change his life forever. At first, Ethan tried to convince himself that Amelia was just another passing encounter, that she was just someone who had happened to be there at the right time. But she kept showing up. She texted him out of the blue, sending him silly jokes. She left voice notes about ridiculous things, like how she had burned her toast that morning, or how she accidentally bought an extra coffee and now had to drink two. She pulled him into her world of spontaneity and wonder, a world that Ethan had long forgotten existed. One afternoon, she took him to an art studio where she worked. Her paintings were vibrant, full of life, a stark contrast to the muted tones of Ethan's stories. "You paint like you see the world in colors," he observed. She grinned. "That's because I do." He thought about that long after he left. When had he stopped seeing the world in colors? And then, without realizing it, Ethan started looking forward to their conversations, to her laugh, to the way she made everything feel lighter. He was falling for her, and it terrified him. One evening, as they walked along the river, Amelia stopped suddenly. "You love me, don't you?" she asked, her voice teasing, but her eyes searching. Ethan stiffened. "What makes you say that?" She shrugged, smiling softly. "Because I see it, in the way you look at me when you think I'm not watching, in the way you listen to me like every word matters." Ethan's throat tightened. He did love her, but saying it out loud felt like handing over a piece of his heart, knowing it could be broken again. Instead, he looked away. Love doesn't always last, Amelia. She studied him, and for the first time, her smile faded. Maybe not, she admitted, but that doesn't mean it isn't worth it. She reached for his hand, and for a moment, Ethan let himself believe. That night, as she leaned in and kissed him under the soft glow of the streetlights, he finally let go of his fears. Just as Ethan allowed himself to believe in happiness again, fate tested him. Amelia collapsed one afternoon while painting. By the time he got to the hospital, his hands were shaking. The doctors told him she had a rare autoimmune disease, one that had gone undetected for years. Ethan sat beside her bed, his heart heavy. "Tell me what to do," he whispered. "Tell me how to fix this." Amelia smiled, weak but full of love. "You can't fix everything, Ethan, but you can stay." And so he did. Through every painful treatment, through every night of fear, he stayed. He held her when she cried. He made her laugh when she was too tired to smile. He fought for her the way she had fought for him. Months passed. The treatments worked. Amelia grew stronger, and with her, so did Ethan. One evening under the same rain that had once brought them together, Ethan held her hands and knelt down. "I used to think love was something you could lose," he said. "But you showed me that real love isn't about holding on out of fear. It's about choosing each other every day." Tears filled Amelia's eyes as he pulled out a small, simple ring. "Marry me, Amelia. Not because life is perfect, but because no matter what comes next, I want to face it with you." She let out a soft laugh, nodding through her tears. "I was always going to choose you, Ethan." As the rain fell around them, as their laughter echoed into the night, Ethan finally understood. Love wasn't about never breaking, it was about healing together. Love isn't just about the perfect moments. It's about the struggles, the choices, and the people who stay, no matter what. Ethan and Amelia's story is proof that even after heartbreak, even after pain, love can still find us, if we're willing to believe in it. If this story moved you, if it made you believe in love, hope, or second chances, then don't let it end here. Subscribe to the channel and be part of a community that celebrates stories of resilience, passion, and the power of love. Hit the like button if this story touched your heart, and share it with someone who might need a reminder that love is still worth believing in. Because sometimes a single story can change the way we see the world.